My name is Jake Rayson. I am a wildlife and food forest garden designer. That's my new job title. Um, I, I've been doing some gardening for the past quite a while, 2-3 days. Obviously, the kids are still at home, but it's kind of interesting. It's not really forest gardening per se, but it is kind of wildlife gardening. There's the back of the house. Let me just show you. It'll be easier to turn the camera around. At the back of the house is a steep bank, as is so often the way with a lot of farmhouses on hillsides. They'll cut the bank away, so that it sits in the bank. So then there's a bit of concrete to the back of the house, and this was all covered in bramble from the hedge. It just kind of extended down here, which is a shame because there's some lovely moss down here. So I've still got some bramble to take out. But there's like a moss, and there's some sedums growing in the moss. We planted some geraniums. I'm not terribly sure which ones they are. The existing geraniums in here. Geraniums, and it's just this thing of, it's a steep bank. It's really good to have a plant that has a mass of fibrous roots. So I'm thinking of planting here. I'm thinking of planting Achillea millefolium, Yarrow. And then just plant it en masse. Just get a load of plug plants, plant them about 5 per square metre. It'll cost about 50 quid in total, 40-50 pounds. I'm doing an order for a client, so the nice thing is I can piggyback it on the back of the client's order, so there won't be any postage on it. And the plugs come out that big, and then have like a bank of yarrow and possibly something else. Now this is yeah. So the yarrow is great because they have a really kind of fibrous roots. Same thing with geraniums. Possibly I'll put in some native geraniums as well, and I saw a lovely colour combination of Calendula officinalis marigold with yarrow at Calendula National Trust property in Ceredigion, and yeah, really nice. So I'll put some of those seeds in there as well. But the idea is to be able to leave it alone, because I'm kind of clambering here. I'm clambering down the steep slope, and it's not really an accessible spot for maintenance. So it's got to really look after itself. So that's what I'll be doing then, is to put in there. Now what I was going to say was, as part of the process, what I really wanted to start doing is creating patterns, creating combinations of plants as well, and creating patterns. And this is like, there's forest garden templates, and then using patterns for plants for the actual for the templates themselves. So they would say fruit bush, windbreak hedge 5 meters, windbreak hedge 2 meters, nitrogen fixing tree, or whatever, without being specific. And so then people can take the ideas from that and the form and the structure of the garden, and then look for specific species and specific cultivars. So that's the idea. So you say fruit tree rather than apple tree on an MM106. You say fruit tree on a fruit tree 4 meters by 4 meters, or something like that. And as part of that, I'm very keen to kind of get combinations that work well together, and there must be plenty of examples out there. Wildflowers and also kind of forest garden plants as well. So for example, yarrow and calendula works really well. I mean, it looks beautiful together because there's this like ping of orange with the creamy white, so it does look amazing. But that's just one example amongst many. So there must be loads. There's infinite number, not infinite number of them, but the vast thousands, the hundreds of thousands of possible combinations, and it's getting stuff that works well. And if you can show that, then that's great. People can take it and put it in their own garden. So that's my next kind of it's an ongoing project. As part of that, I've been in touch with Alison at Blackyard Larder, and Alison's brilliant. I really like the work she's doing. And she is talking. I talked to her about ground cover plants, and the same thing. What are good companion plants for perennial vegetables? So that's the same idea. What works well together. So that's kind of work in progress. I'll put it up on my website. I'll have some sort of downloadable PDF or something that I keep updating. Anyway, that's it. Beard's growing back slowly. Speak to you soon. Cheers, bye. Oh yeah, on Monday, got my forest garden free beginners forest garden workshop. I talk about forest gardening. You bring your ideas along. We do a Zoom call, and then Wednesday live stream me talking about the job that I've been working on. Okay, cheers, bye.